As you all know, I made a request today for what we were calling a gag order, and I'm not going to walk out of court and do anything other than
listen to everybody, but you believe all proof.
Believe the facts.
This video is proof.
Tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start.
Her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly.
Judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male workers across state lines to take part in recorded performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence.
Quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the shoe have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there, some people do think that Diddy can help him, but this guy's going to be locked up forever. His case will probably take at least 3 years to litigate. He'll stay at MDC. There's rumors that he wants to go to Essex County Jail in New Jersey because he doesn't like MDC. He's a Marshals inmate. There's no way they're going to transfer him back and forth, I don't know, several times.
Individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and house.
Sean Diddy Combs made a courtroom appearance that stunned everyone in the room. Once the king of red carpets and music industry royalty, he walked in as a shadow of the legend he used to be. Gone was the polished, diamond-draped icon fans once idolized. Instead, Diddy appeared in a loose tan prison jumpsuit, looking frail and distant. His face, now framed by a scruffy gray beard, showed exhaustion, like the weight of it all had finally caught up to him. Some described his appearance as bloated and unkempt, and even that might have been generous. The courtroom was packed. Whispers rippled through the crowd as reporters scrambled to capture every detail. In the gallery, his mother Janice and his children sat quietly, offering silent support. Their expressions were tight with concern, but they stayed composed. When Diddy caught sight of them, he managed a soft smile and blew a double-handed kiss, a rare moment of warmth in an otherwise tense setting. But the atmosphere shifted fast. The hearing was called to address a new wave of serious allegations, and what came out left jaws on the floor. Fresh court documents revealed that the accusations had extended beyond his personal life and deep into his business empire. Prosecutors painted a grim picture, a toxic workplace driven by fear, manipulation, and extreme pressure. Employees were allegedly pushed to the brink, forced into long hours and roles far outside their job descriptions. As the details were read aloud, the tension in the room climbed. Diddy stood motionless, his expression blank, no emotion, no reaction. Not guilt, not fear, just silence. And looming over it all was that now infamous surveillance footage, the hotel hallway video from 2016 that went viral earlier this year. The clip, taken from a Los Angeles hotel, appeared to show Diddy in a heated and physical altercation with his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura. In the footage, he's seen chasing after her, grabbing her, actions that shocked viewers and sparked an online firestorm. Outrage exploded, reigniting conversations about abuse, control, and celebrity privilege. But inside the courtroom, the plot thickened. Diddy's legal team came out swinging, challenging the authenticity of the video in a dramatic twist. His attorneys claimed the footage had been edited, manipulated to create a misleading narrative. They argued that the original, unaltered tape had mysteriously vanished, leaving behind only a doctored version intended to sensationalize the incident. Lead attorney Mark Agnifilo didn't hold back. Speaking outside the courtroom, he told reporters, "This is not an accurate representation of what transpired. We believe this footage was edited for dramatic effect, and we intend to prove that in court." The claim set off a media firestorm. A spokesperson for the network that originally aired the video quickly denied the allegation, stating flatly, "There is no evidence to suggest any alteration. We stand by the integrity of our reporting." Cassie's legal team responded just as fiercely. Her attorney, Douglas Wigdor, called the defense's move a desperate attempt to avoid accountability. "It's not surprising Mr. Combs would try to keep this video out of court," Wigdor said. But the truth cannot be edited. The footage speaks for itself. Inside the courtroom, the silence was deafening. But outside, the battle over what really happened that night raged on with renewed intensity. The entire proceeding felt surreal, like a twisted reality show unfolding in real time. Diddy, once praised as a visionary entrepreneur and cultural icon, now sat center stage, fighting to preserve what's left of his legacy. Across the aisle, critics and supporters watched every move as the courtroom painted a darker, more troubling picture of the man once celebrated at sold-out arenas and award shows. At the heart of it all, that viral video. Would it be allowed into evidence? Could it become the turning point, the smoking gun that changes everything? The stakes couldn't be higher. No one knew what the judge's next move would be. But one thing was certain, whatever came next would send shockwaves far beyond the courtroom walls.
Very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in the jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal. It's a question of that. But when you read through the indictment, it's pretty clear who could be indicted as a co-conspirator. Right now, there are people in the indictment who would be considered unnamed co-conspirators, but clearly have played a role in this conspiracy. And I think prosecutors have some big leverage on them because they're hoping that they testify against Diddy as prosecution.
I believe that it opens yourself up to some negligence claims. Again, I don't know if Jay-Z is going to go that far, but certainly I think it does open himself up to some negligence claims. Maybe that was part of the reason why he dismissed with prejudice. I don't know.
Filed by a man from California who claims Sean Combs him in 2009.
Despite the whirlwind of media chaos and mounting legal pressure, Diddy maintained his composure, at least on the surface. At one point, he leaned over to whisper something to his attorneys, shaking his head in visible frustration. But when the judge directly asked him if he understood the charges, his response was steady and resolute. "Yes, I do, sir." That single sentence carried a mix of defiance and weariness, the weight of his situation evident beneath his calm exterior. Behind the scenes, however, the cracks were showing. Insiders close to Diddy revealed that life behind bars was hitting him hard. Once known for extravagant, million-dollar parties, the mogul now found himself confined 24/7 after being denied bail 3 times. Prosecutors argued vehemently that his release could endanger witnesses, and the court agreed. The pressure was mounting, and it was beginning to show. Still, Diddy hadn't entirely lost his signature swagger. Even in handcuffs, he managed to glance toward the gallery where his family sat in quiet support. With subtle nods, he seemed to silently convey, "I'm still in control." It was a move that reminded many of the magnetic confidence and determination that helped him rise to fame. For diehard supporters, that moment was everything, a flash of the Diddy they admired, the cell-made mogul who built an empire. But to critics, that confidence came across as arrogance, the very trait they believed had led to his downfall. With jury selection set for early May and opening statements to follow shortly after, the stakes were higher than ever. This wasn't shaping up to be just another celebrity trial. It was becoming a full-blown media spectacle. Outside the courthouse, the scene was pure chaos. Cameras flashed nonstop, reporters scrambled for sound bites, and microphones were thrust into the faces of anyone with a connection to the case. Cassie's legal team was clear in their stance. They were ready for trial and determined to secure the accountability they believed was long overdue. On the other side, Diddy's attorneys came out swinging, calling the entire case a smear campaign designed to tear down a man who had built his success from the ground up. Meanwhile, the internet was ablaze. Social media platforms were flooded with hashtags, hot takes, and viral memes dissecting every angle of the case. Supporters of Cassie and the other accusers praised their bravery for stepping forward, while skeptics questioned the timing of the allegations, wondering if Diddy's fame and wealth made him an easy target. The case was no longer just about one man. It had become a cultural flashpoint, raising broader questions about power, privilege, and accountability. As courtroom battles raged on, arguments over the legitimacy of the infamous hallway video reached a fever pitch. Was it an unedited glimpse into a darker reality, or a manipulated piece of evidence designed to sway public opinion? Just as the debate over the video reached its peak, new allegations surfaced. This time, not about Diddy's personal life, but about the inner workings of his business empire. Former employees began speaking out, describing a workplace culture rife with control, manipulation, and fear. These weren't isolated incidents. They painted a picture of a system where speaking up felt impossible. The stories were damning, and the accusations began to form a troubling pattern. The latest revelations hit like a thunderclap. Even some of Diddy's most loyal supporters were left stunned. The man who had built an empire from nothing now faced allegations that could dismantle everything he had worked for. Each bombshell seemed to shake the foundations of his legacy. As the saga unfolds, one thing is clear: this story is far from over. With every new twist, the scrutiny intensifies and the questions grow louder. Can fame truly shield someone from justice, or does it only make the fall that much harder? For now, all eyes remain on the courtroom, where the battle for truth, power, and accountability is only just beginning.
She walked away, got no money, got nothing. Over. And Jay-Z celebrated that, the fact that, we should say, and it was filed by the lawyer who has filed a slew of lawsuits.
It could be a disagreement regarding defense strategy. It could be a conflict. It could be a health issue. It really could be anything. And the paperwork doesn't identify it, nor should it. And the fact that Mark Agnifilo is still on the case and the other counsel of record leads me to believe that the judge is going to rubber stamp this motion and grant. Obviously, there's other lawyers on the case. Obviously, a lot of the victims are female. They're going to want female lawyers on the defense team, especially during some of the aggressive cross-examination. That tends to be the conventional wisdom when you're dealing with victims who are alleged victims of assault or abuse. And then it could be a conflict with one of the victims themselves. Maybe Agnifilo, maybe Rico consulted with them, or even believe. I think it has to be the defense, the consent, because look, sometimes you can argue that the activity never happened, right? You know, it wasn't me, defense. But this is not your typical assault case. There are a lot of people there, right? There are people that are arranging the workers. There are people that are setting up lights and cameras, booking hotel rooms. Obviously, Diddy has a large...
What just came to light isn't just messy, it's deeply disturbing. Newly unsealed court documents have revealed explosive allegations about what insiders are calling a toxic environment inside Diddy's professional empire. According to prosecutors, this wasn't just about long hours or high-pressure deadlines. It was about systemic abuse of power. A culture of fear and control former employees, some choosing to remain anonymous for their safety, painted a chilling picture of life behind closed doors. They described a workplace fueled by fear, with grueling hours, minimal rest, and a constant pressure to perform or else. One former staff member likened it to a high-stakes pressure cooker where fear was the currency. But it didn't stop there. Some of the most alarming claims suggest employees were pushed into uncomfortable and ethically questionable situations that had nothing to do with their job descriptions. Many complied, allegedly out of fear of retaliation. The message was clear: you either did what was asked, or you risked it all. This wasn't just the price of working for a mogul, according to prosecutors. It was a calculated system designed to keep people silent and in line. The allegations deepen a former associate came forward anonymously, offering a harrowing account that added even more layers to the storm. They spoke of working under Diddy as a mix of awe and anxiety, praising his brilliance, but highlighting the constant fear of unpredictable reactions. Every day felt like walking on eggshells, they said. You wanted his approval, but it came at a serious emotional cost. Diddy's team fights back meanwhile. Diddy's legal team isn't backing down. Attorney Mark Agnifilo came out swinging, calling the allegations exaggerated or flat out false. He argued that Diddy's immense success has made him a target. This is a man who built an empire, Agnifilo said. People are trying to twist the narrative and erase his legacy. He claimed the real battle isn't just in the courtroom. It's playing out across social media and the headlines, with people quick to pass judgment without concrete proof. A scandal goes public. One lawsuit, filed by a California man, accused Diddy of sexual assault in 2009, an allegation Diddy's team quickly dismissed. But public opinion was already spinning. Social media erupted, headlines lit up with new revelations, and the conversation split into two camps. One side demanded justice, accountability, and a reckoning for the entertainment industry. The other saw a coordinated takedown of a powerful black man who had ruled music for decades. Then came the hotel hallway video, a piece of footage that added gasoline to an already raging fire. In a video response, Diddy admitted, "I take full responsibility for my actions." I was disgusted then. I'm disgusted now. To some, it sounded sincere. To others, it felt like a calculated PR move. Why now? Why not sooner? Was it an admission or a strategy? Cassie Ventura's attorney, Douglas Wigdor, dismissed the apology outright. The video speaks for itself, he said. It's a disturbing reminder of the power dynamics at play and the courage it takes for victims to speak out. Wigdor also pushed back against claims the video was doctored, calling it a desperate distraction. This isn't about editing. This is about the truth, he added. A larger movement? What started as one lawsuit is now something much bigger. Advocates are calling this a turning point, demanding real protections for workers in high-powered industries where speaking out can destroy your career. Yet, Diddy supporters continue to argue that many claims have not resulted in criminal charges. They warn against letting public opinion replace due process. A trial that could change everything. Both legal teams are gearing up. Prosecutors suggest more witnesses are coming, people who haven't yet stepped forward. Meanwhile, Diddy's defense is preparing to showcase a different side of the mogul, with character witnesses ready to vouch for his generosity, loyalty, and leadership. But behind the scenes, sources say the pressure is mounting. He's trying to stay strong for his family, one insider shared. But this is hitting him hard. Cassie, on the other hand, has stayed mostly out of sight, choosing peace and healing, but her silence has only made her message louder. This isn't just about her, a source said. It's about making sure no one else has to go through what she did. The bigger question as the trial date approaches, everything hangs in the balance. Will the jury focus on the facts or be swayed by the noise? Was the surveillance video real or manipulated? Can the workplace abuse claims hold weight in court? This is more than a celebrity scandal. It's a reckoning. A conversation about power, privilege, and accountability in an industry where silence too often reigns.